Federal prosecutors still weighing charges for Hunter Biden as the investigation into the president's son picks up steam. But some critics are skeptical it'll even happen. Michael Goodwin, writing in the New York Post, quote, "I don't think the attorney general has the stomach to approve an indictment of the son of the man who appointed him, especially when the Biden administration already is drowning and Democrats face a midterm shellacking." Here to react, Outnumbered co-host Kayleigh McEnany. She's also hosting All Access Live for Fox Nation here at Turning Point. We'll get to that in a moment. Kayleigh, great to see you.
Good to see you, Pete. Yes.
What do you make of this? Because it looks now like some sort of charges are imminent in that Hunter Biden never filed as a foreign agent either, which feels like 101 in Washington, D.C. But if they do find things, will they actually prosecute?
I don't think so, is my guess. You know, Jonathan Turley made a really good point, and it's this. If there is a plea deal on a FARA charge, Foreign Agent Registration Act, the question is going to become, why didn't you call the big guy, who we know, Tony Bobolinsky told us, is Joe Biden. He is a material witness to this. We know about his intricacy and relationship with Hunter Biden. They talked about his business dealings. We have the voicemail. So how can you just reach a very generous plea agreement without talking to a main witness there? Also, I'd just remind you, Paul Manafort, remember, he was convicted on a FARA charge.
Yes.
He got the maximum 60-month sentence. So if Hunter Biden gets a plea deal, Paul Manafort gets the maximum 60-month sentence in prison. What a disparity that would be.
But it almost feels like a disparity like that is inevitable. I mean, that's the frustrating part. All you want to see is equal justice. And what you see is, you know, Trump supporters, administration officials being dragged out of their house in the dead of night, or January 6th, folks involved there being treated one way, when it almost feels like a foregone conclusion that Hunter's going to escape at some level.
It does. And Turley also pointed out, look, we need a special counsel here. A special counsel. Remember, Jeff Sessions brought in that special counsel.
Yeah.
Mueller got a lot of criticism. I don't believe that that was the right call. But nevertheless, just an appearance of a conflict of interest led Jeff Sessions to appoint a special counsel. There is a huge conflict of interest here, not just an appearance of one, because, as you know, the attorney general is appointed by President Biden. This is President Biden's son. We need a special counsel. And anything short of that is going to raise a ton of questions about conflict of interest.
And that's what Michael Goodwin points out. Is he really, Merrick Garland, really going to prosecute the son of the guy that appointed him?
Of course not.
Of course not. So here we have it. You've had a chance to be here for a couple of days at the Student Action Summit from Turning Point, hosting All Access Live for Fox Nation. We often get to do that together. Sorry I couldn't join you this time. I'll be with you on the show in just a few minutes. Talk to us about what you're hearing here at Turning Point.
Well, we have missed you, Pete. It is not the same without you on All Access Live. But what I'm hearing is just a tremendous amount of optimism. You know, we did this about a year ago. There's a lot of pessimism. The Joe Biden presidency was just starting to go south, inflation roaring. Now I'm hearing optimism that in 3-4 short months, we are going to have a new majority in Congress, new investigations. I talked to Josh Hawley, who said, I want to see an investigation into Afghanistan. So I think Republicans are rearing and ready to go. There's been a lot that's happened on Joe Biden's watch, and I think there's a lot of enthusiasm here. You guys can show that for what's about to come.
For sure. What time is All Access Live today?
It is 10:15.
10:15 Eastern Time, live at Fox Nation, foxnation.com. You can catch Kayleigh, highlights of speeches, and some great guests. I don't count myself as a great guest, but I will be a guest.
You're a fantastic guest. The highlight today.
Not true. Kayleigh, you're the best. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on stage, too. She's speaking. I'm speaking, then Kayleigh's speaking. You can catch it both at Fox Nation.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.